We just finished a trip to Oxford, London, and Dublin. It was a week packed with culture, history, beer, and local food flavor. Before we left, we made our very own ultimate bucket list of things to do on our trip. Join us as we explore castles, hike Irish shoreline, and try things we've never done before during our bucket list adventure through England and Ireland. The first reason we planned this trip was to visit our friends Mike and Marla, who moved to Oxford in 2017. We couldn't wait to see them, and so our first bucket list item put us in the place where the dictionary and dress shoes come from, Oxford. Home to Oxford University, the oldest university in the English-speaking world, there was an incredible amount of history to take in. Mike and Marla were excellent tour guides, showing us some of the best places in the city. There was a charming quaintness to the city of Oxford that we noticed while walking along cobblestone paths and down back alleys leading to what seemed to be hidden pubs.
You will feel tall finally.
After some exploration, we caught up with our old friends at one of their favorite pubs near the Bridge of Sighs. We quickly knocked off a bucket list item by climbing to the top of the University Church of St. Mary the Virgin, where we had an awesome 360-degree view of the city.
Best goblin impression.
Our fabulous tour guides then took us to Oxford Castle, complete with a 900-year-old crypt. Castle? Check. The next morning, we decided to explore more of Oxford University.
We are going on a 2-hour walking tour of Oxford University.
We learned about the history of the 38 colleges that make up the university, the last one being Christ Church, where we met up with Mike and Marla's friend Nikolai, who took us to see the Christ Church Great Hall, which might look familiar because it's the Great Hall from none other than Hogwarts. I could practically see the portraits move as we walked by. And we were happy to hear that students at Oxford really do wear dress robes to formal dinners. We were lucky to catch up with a few more friends, Nick and Kristen, before visiting a game shop called Thirsty Meeples. In the same way a sommelier helps you choose wine, this place had game experts to help people select games based on their interests. It was such a cool place, not just because they serve Michigan beer. We played a couple proper English games and knocked another item off our list.
To get each person to the shop that matches their color.
I'm gonna win.
Oh, are you? Why do you feel like you're gonna win?
Because Mike's cheating.
Take it back.
The next morning, all four of us started out early, bound for Dublin.
Where's Virginia? Act like girl on the train. Check off the bucket list.
That'll send your bucket list. Excellent.
After a delayed flight, a long line at customs, 4 modes of transportation, and getting a little lost trying to find our Airbnb.
Dublin, we're trying to find our Airbnb. So is this building?
We were finally free to explore the biggest city on the Irish Isle, Dublin. Our focus in the first evening was less about the city's history and more about experiencing the culture and nightlife. So naturally, our first stop was to get a pint of Guinness. They say beer tastes better in the city where it's made. So we were quick to see for ourselves with a pint, or 2, or 3.
Cheers.
Actually, the night got a little bit crazy, but through it all, we ended up at an open music session where one of Marla's old friends performed. Long story short, we made some new friends, made some music, and we made some pretty funny memories. You look great. Just when we thought we couldn't handle any more beer, we found ourselves at the Guinness Storehouse.
Time for a little hair of the dog.
Beer samples, beer history, beer pouring lessons, and more. This place was full of cool things to see and do. We finished the tour at the Gravity Bar on the 7th floor, where, once again, we had a great 360-degree view of the city. Bucket list item, double check. We continued our quick visit in Dublin by exploring the historic district near Dublin Castle. Just like in Oxford, the historic buildings and castles were really integrated into the modern cities. The rain clouds parted and the sunshine invited us to head outside the city to a peninsula called Howth. We hiked about 6 miles on the cliffside, seeing beautiful rolling hills, ocean cliffs, and even dolphins.
We just saw dolphins.
Honestly, this might have been my favorite part of the entire trip. Not a bad way to finish our visit in Ireland. The next morning, we squeezed in a few more stops before saying bye to Mike and Marla and heading to the last leg of our trip, London. Our short 36-hour visit in London started in Westminster, where we saw the Palace of Westminster and Big Ben, both of which were heavily under construction, and Westminster Abbey, before getting local British ales and dinner at a small hole-in-the-wall pub. The next morning, we followed Mike and Marla's advice by visiting the Tower of London.
We're here, crown jewels are here. So we could go there and then make our way back.
Amanda wants to see the crown jewels first. We weren't allowed to take photos or videos of the crown jewels, but seeing the 2 biggest diamonds in the world and the other historical artifacts was surprisingly interesting, at least for me. For Amanda, that was no surprise. I think this completes our bucket list item of seeing castles in all 3 places we visited.
Yeah?
The Tower of London was well worth visiting, but before much rest, we were on a self-guided walking tour through the City of London along the Queen's Walk, as well as a few other hotspots in the city, like Covent Garden. So we're in Leadenhall Market, where part of Harry Potter was filmed. So another thing on our bucket list is to check out some Harry Potter locations. So here we are. With the wizarding world in mind, we decided to take the Piccadilly line to King's Cross Station in search of platform 9 3/4. How was that?
Great. Got a mug.
Nice. Speaking of mug, look at all those muggles. We had reached the last evening of our trip, and in a move that's not really like me, I decided to leave my camera behind so that I wasn't distracted for the final evening. We reflected on all the places we'd visited that week. We knocked everything off our bucket list, even the bonus game of euchre. That's right, back in Oxford, just outside of town, in a quaint thatched roof pub, we met up with Mike and Marla's friends, Eric and Lindsay. And we just happened to have a deck of cards.
But he laid a diamond.
You're right.
Because I don't have a diamond.